Hello, and welcome to Tea with Jess. I'm Jess Montgomery, and I'm the author of the Kinship Historical Mystery Series. And as Nana, one of the recurring characters in my series, likes to say, life is hard, have tea. So here's to a little bit of tea, a tea break with Jess. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope everybody has a friend or a loved one or a lover or a neighbor or somebody that they can say Happy Valentine's Day to and hear Happy Valentine's Day from. In any case, Happy Valentine's Day from me to all of you. Um, so I have to say, I was really looking forward to being on Tea with Jess and bragging about the Bengals' amazing win in the Super Bowl yesterday. I admit to being a fair weather fan of the Bengals in football. I'm much more of a baseball fan than a football fan. But I was really into, hoping that the Bengals would win the Super Bowl. Um, wasn't to be, I don't want to sound like a really, conspiracy theorist here, but I will say I thought it was very interesting that very few penalties were called until the end of the game, when the Rams were, just yards away from making a touchdown and did and won. And we were robbed. I'm just going to say it. We were robbed. um, I don't know. I bet I'm sure that's how fans always feel if their team loses. But it was an exciting game, so we enjoyed watching it. We made chili, not Cincinnati chili. Cincinnati chili is a whole different beast. It's really a sauce. It can include cinnamon and chocolate actually as flavorings. It is more of like a consistency of a spaghetti sauce with very finely ground beef in the sauce. So you don't just like eat it with a spoon. I heard that there were challenges of chugging Cincinnati chili among Cincinnati friends. This is not a good idea. Do not do this. Cincinnati chili is meant to go on spaghetti as a sauce. Um, I once went to Skyline, which is my favorite Cincinnati chili place, and was having my as a person would. There's Cincinnati chili on spaghetti with some shredded cheese, and observed a young woman come in a like business suit. She looked very proper, and she looked very confused by the menu. I probably should have reached out to her, but I didn't want to be creepy. And she ordered a bowl of Cincinnati chili, which probably the waitress actually should have like told her, maybe did tell her, maybe the young woman just didn't want to have carbs. But she got this bowl of Cincinnati chili and tried to eat it with a spoon. And she was very brave. She did the best she could. Um, it was a sight to behold. I thought, please do not judge Ohio cuisine or Cincinnati chili by having a bowl of the stuff. You have to have it on spaghetti. If you add cheese, that's a three-way. If you add onions or beans, that's a four-way. And if you add onions and beans, that's a five-way. So yes, here in Ohio, we can be asked at chili restaurants with completely straight faces if we are indeed enjoying our three-way or our four-way or our five-way. So that's one of the little quirks of cuisine in Cincinnati and the Cincinnati area. But I made chili. I made chili the way my mother and my great aunt Cassie used to make it. My great aunt Cassie would make it every year to serve at when people would just sort of like relatives and neighbors and friends would wander in and out of her house during the Sorghum Festival in eastern Kentucky. The parade route happened to go right in front of her house on the main street. And, people just kind of sat on each other's lawns and, lawn chairs, blankets, whatever, to watch the parade, the Sorghum Festival parade go by, usually in late September. So kind of hot weather for chili, but sometimes cool enough weather for chili. And she just liked to have, a big vat of chili sitting on her stovetop, and plenty of bowls and spoons and whatnot for people to come in and, you know, say hey and chat with her and have a bowl of chili. It makes sense. It's an easy enough thing to make, and it stays nice all day on the stovetop. And so the chili I grew up with is what I kind of think of as down home chili. It's not Texas chili. It's Eastern Kentucky down home chili made with pinto beans rather than red beans. Ground beef, onions, a little bit of garlic, some chili powder, some salt, some pepper. I think there's another spice that's thrown in there. Cumin, maybe. Anyway, for some reason, at least that part of Appalachia, people love chili and follow that kind of recipe. So tomatoes, of course. Forgot to say tomatoes. So that's the kind of chili I made, and I will try to remember later today to post the recipe for my family's down home chili on my Facebook page. Probably not much different from chili that you make, except we just use pinto beans instead. So those are my thoughts about the Bingles and chili, and happy Valentine's Day. So also lots of love. I wanted to make sure to say this on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all my fans and readers and supporters. It just means the world to me that you read my books and talk about them and tell one another about them. I have a very strong feeling that the success that I've had for my books has been because of one reader telling another reader, a couple readers telling a couple other readers, and spreading the word. Hey, I liked this book by Jess Montgomery, and you might too. So thank you, and lots of love to all of you who've done that. And I encourage you to keep doing that. That's really, word of mouth is the best way for books to find readers. If you love a book, you probably know somebody who would also love that book. So if you've loved The Widows or any of the books in my series, you probably know somebody who would also. Make sure to tell him or her. And thank you for sharing that love of my work. And I love you for sharing that work. So thank you. Speaking of giving thanks to readers and whatnot, there's been one giveaway. There are going to be a couple more. Keep watching my Facebook page. I'm going to have a special edition of a newsletter out February 21st time frame thereabouts. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please do, so you can stay up to date on special offers for my books. And one special offer that you must know about here in the month of February, talk about love. This is love from Minotaur Books. And thank you to Minotaur Books for publishing my books. So this is love from Minotaur Books to readers of my series. They're offering The Hollows, which is the second novel in this series, for only $2.99 in ebook format, just in ebook format, not paperback or hardback or audio. But the ebook is an amazing $2.99 for the whole month of February, which is great because normally I think it's like $11.99. So that's a really great price point. If you've read The Widows, this is the second one in the series. If you haven't read any of my books, you can actually read them in any order. It's a series, but I've written them to work as standalones. So feel free to jump on $2.99 for The Hollows if you'd like to give it a try. If you've already read it, tell your friends. Hey, great deal on this book for $2.99, the ebook format. So there you go. I wanted to make sure you knew about that. I wanted to make sure I said thank you very much for being great supporters and to send love out to you on Valentine's Day. I also wanted to whine a little bit about the Bingles, but we won't dwell. Onward. We will move onward. So Thank you. I hope you had a wonderful time hanging out last night, watching the game, or doing whatever you did last night. I hope you have a beloved, wonderful Valentine's Day, and that you give and get a little bit of love with a friend, a partner, um, whoever is special in your life. So, thank you. Next Monday, I will have on a friend of mine who writes as C.L. Powell's. So we'll hear about her newest book. I'll just give you a little hint. She's written a series, but her newest book is a prequel. So, as she would put it, she pulled a Star Wars. So, I'm excited to hear about why and how she pulled a Star Wars. So, join us next week for our little tea break when we chat with Cindy, also C.L. Powell's, about her book. And in the meantime, be good to yourselves, be kind to each other, and take care. Thank you for joining me.